I was analyzing AI market trends today when a massive political blind spot hit my radar. You are tracking model updates while the real battle is happening in Washington. The internal panic at Anthropic will completely alter your tech strategy. The New York Times just dropped a bombshell report that feels completely out of place. Anthropic, the AI lab famous for its heavy focus on safety and constitutional AI, is suddenly claiming they are under direct fire from the Trump administration. Most tech crackdowns target monopolies or data privacy violations. But this is different. Researchers inside the company are sounding the alarm, stating they feel politically targeted rather than regulated. When you look at the landscape of major AI players right now, picking Anthropic for a political showdown seems like a mathematical error. They are not the loudest consumer brand, nor the most aggressive startup. So why is the administration putting them under the microscope? The answer changes how we evaluate AI risk. The friction comes down to one word: alignment. Over the last 2 years, the conversation shifted from how smart artificial intelligence is to whose values it actually represents. Anthropic built its entire reputation on strict guardrails, making models that refuse to generate certain types of content or political rhetoric. But what engineers call safety, the current administration calls censorship. Nearly 70% of conservative lawmakers have openly criticized foundational models for perceived bias. The Trump administration has made it clear that algorithms shaping public thought cannot act as ideological gatekeepers. The researchers at Anthropic are caught in the crossfire of this mandate, feeling that their safety protocols are being deliberately framed as political sabotage. But the pressure is not just coming from speeches and press releases. The real mechanism of control is much quieter. Stop looking at public tweets and start looking at federal infrastructure contracts. The government is one of the largest potential buyers of enterprise artificial intelligence. When an administration wants to apply pressure, they do not just complain, they audit. Employees are citing aggressive regulatory inquiries and sudden roadblocks in government procurement processes specifically aimed at their safety-first architecture. It is a classic squeeze play. By threatening to lock Anthropic out of lucrative federal sectors unless they loosen their constitutional parameters, the administration is using market access as a weapon. The employees see this as a targeted campaign to force a private company to compromise its core ethical framework. But if you think this is just about one company's government contracts, you are missing the wider trap. The reality is that AI regulation is no longer about stopping rogue systems, it is about steering the narrative. What is happening to Anthropic is a blueprint for the entire industry. For anyone building a business or side hustle on top of these models, this is a massive vulnerability. If a foundational model changes its guardrails overnight due to political pressure, your automated workflows, content generation, and customer service bots could break or behave unpredictably. You cannot afford to be locked into a single ecosystem that is currently playing political dodgeball in Washington. You need to start aggressively testing open-weight models and diversifying your API dependencies right now. The smart money is already building infrastructure that can swap models the second a political mandate alters their output. And the ripple effect is just beginning. Remember that political blind spot I mentioned at the start? This is where it hits your wallet. As regulatory heat intensifies on companies heavily focused on alignment, capital is going to quietly flow toward environments with less political friction. We are looking at a hard split in the AI market. On one side, heavily regulated corporate models tightly tethered to government approval. On the other, a surge in decentralized, unaligned AI solutions that operate completely outside federal jurisdiction. Investors are noticing this pressure campaign. If Anthropic is forced to spend half its resources fighting political battles and answering subpoenas, their development velocity slows down. This creates a massive vacuum for neutral or open-source competitors to capture market share. But the final piece of this puzzle is what happens to the talent. The most valuable resource in artificial intelligence is not compute, it is human talent. Top-tier AI researchers are historically fiercely independent. If the engineers at Anthropic genuinely feel targeted by the Trump administration, we are going to see a historic brain drain. These experts will not just quit, they will fragment. We will see them launch underground startups or move to jurisdictions completely beyond the reach of United States political mandates. This means the next major breakthrough in artificial intelligence might not come from a shiny corporate lab in San Francisco, but from a decentralized team actively evading government oversight. The political attempt to control alignment might accidentally accelerate the creation of models that no one can control. Which brings us to your next move. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss